started. Thank you for joining me in today's Friday Ab Attack. For today's workout, we have 6 exercises that we will be doing. We have 2 rounds, and it'll be 2 sets per exercise, 35 seconds of work, 15 seconds of rest, and then we will repeat that all for a second round. And then it is a 3-day weekend, so we're going to go ahead and end it with a 60-second plank today. As I was saying, body weight core with no exercises on our back today. We have a little bit of standing, a little bit of planks, and a little bit of sitting in that V-sit formation. And if you have weights, go ahead and grab them. If you'd like to use them for the extra resistance, I will go ahead and demo our 6 exercises. Our first exercise, we're going to start seated in that V formation. You have 2 options. The modified version, you can keep your hands behind your back as you raise the feet up, keeping those legs extended. You're going to alternate marching in 1 knee at a time, or if you want that extra balance and core challenge, you can keep your hands up and still bring in 1 knee at a time, making sure you're keeping that back nice and straight, engaging that core. Then our second exercise, we will turn it over onto our forearms, coming into an elbow plank. We have hip dips, dropping our hip down to the side, stopping right before the hips touch the floor. Then we will go ahead and stand it on up for our 2 standing core exercises. We have a core stabilizer to begin with. So again, 2 options. Our modified version, you can keep both feet planted. If you don't have a weight, you're going to hold your hands together. If you do have a weight, you're just going to grab one, keep it right in front of your chest, and you're going to just rotate it one direction. We have 2 sets per exercise. So for these types of exercises, we're going to do it all on one side, making sure your hips aren't rotating. It's just your torso and above that's rotating. If you'd like to challenge yourself, you can come up, bring that right knee up for a balance. So you're just balancing on one leg and you will still turn to the right. So whatever leg you have up, that's the side you will be turning to. Again, keeping those hips nice and forward, not rotating with it. Then our next standing core exercise, we have hands by our head. We're just coming up for an oblique crunch. So bringing that knee and elbow out to the side. You can keep it balanced, or if you need to reset, you can always drop that foot down, find your balance, and then come on up. Then we're going to bring it to the floor for a pike plank. We are in a high plank position, hands and toes, making sure that back is nice and straight. It should not be curved. Pull that belly button in, and you're going to bring that hand to that opposite foot. If you have dumbbells, this is where they'll come in handy. You can grab them, keep them by your hands. You'll pick one up, drop it down to that opposite foot, switch sides, and then you'll come back to bring it to your hands. Then our last exercise, we will stand on up one more time for an around the world crunch. If you don't have a weight, you're just going to place your hands on top of each other. You're going to bring it around, and then as you come in, bringing that opposite knee in. Or if you have a weight, you can go ahead, same as the other one, hold it in your hands, swing it all the way overhead, and then bring that knee in. So those will be our 6 exercises. We have 2 rounds of that, and then we're going to finish it off with our 60-second plank. So let's go ahead and bring it onto your bottom V-sit. Again, hands behind you to support you, or if you want the extra challenge, hands up, and then you're alternating, tucking in those knees. We are getting started in 3, 2, 1. Bring one knee in at a time like you are marching. Keeping that back nice and straight, whether you have your hands down or your hands up. 2 sets, 35 seconds of work. We just have 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and rest. Shake out the legs if you need to. This is a little bit of that quad exercise. And then we are going to go ahead and start it back in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pick the feet up, hover them off the ground. If you need to modify even more, you can keep your heels on the ground, toes up, and alternate tucking in one knee at a time. Got 20 more seconds. Single digits, only 7 seconds to go. 3, 2, 1. Let's turn it over. Elbow plank with our hip dips, swinging it side to side, stopping it right before our hips touch the ground. Elbows underneath our shoulders, knees up in 3, 2, 1. Bring it up. Swing side to side. We have just over 10 seconds. 2, 1. We can go ahead and rest. Shake out those shoulders if you need to. Our second set is starting in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pick up the knees, swing the hips side to side. Seven seconds to go with 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, stand on up, grab that one weight if you have it. If you don't, hands together. You can either keep your feet planted, turn it to the right, or we're gonna pick that right knee up in 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, rotate it to the right. If you have that balance, making sure you're moving nice and slow. Keep that core engaged. Do not rotate that hip. Hand should be right in front of your chest. And again, if you aren't balancing, you just have both feet planted, keeping that core nice and engaged. As you rotate it to the right, we just have 5 more seconds. 2, 1. We can rest. If you're balancing with me, our left knee's coming up. If you're not, we are planting. But either way, we are rotating to the left in 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, turn it just as far as you can go while still keeping those hips nice and forward. If you're balancing, you have that knee up to waist level. 20 seconds to go. Just 10 seconds remaining. And then we can put this weight down if you have one. 3, 2, 1. We can place that weight down. We're going to bring our hands to our head, right knee, right elbow, balancing on that left leg. We're crunching it out. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it out to the side. Bring that elbow all the way up, touch that knee if you can. And again, you can always place that right foot down to reset if you lose that balance. Only 7 more seconds. 2, 1. Let's rest. We are getting ready. Left elbow to that left knee. Hands staying by our head. Coming into this oblique crunch in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, left elbow, left knee. Maybe you find that you can balance better on one leg than the other. That's totally fine. We have just over 10 seconds, then we're going to come down into our high plank position. We got 3, 2, 1. Let's bring it down. If you have those dumbbells, you can place one by your hand. We're going to take our right hand, bring it to our left foot in 3, 2, 1. Right hand to that left foot, left hand, right foot, and then bring it back. Making sure your hands stay directly underneath your shoulders. Just over 10 seconds to go. Go ahead and rest. We have one more set of these, 35 seconds. Hands and toes, knees coming up in 3, 2, 1. Bring that hand to that opposite foot. As you come back into that high plank, make sure you bring the hips back down nice and level. We have 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go ahead, stand it on up. Grab that one weight if you have it. If you don't, hands on top. We're going to swing our hands left to right. Then bring that left knee in. Swing it back around. Then right knee. Go ahead, swing it over. Left knee in. Back around, right knee in. Also getting in a little bit of a shoulder workout today. Ten more seconds. 3, 2, 1. We can rest. Maybe you get in a couple of those shoulder circles. And then let's start our second set. 3, 2, 1. Swing it around. Bring that knee in. Keep those arms nice and straight as you just swing it around your head. You're just coming up and over, and then that opposite knee is gonna come in. 3, 2, 1. Let's bring it to the floor. Our last round, we are starting it all over. V-sit as we alternate those marches, tucking that knee in. If you want, hands behind you. 3, 2, 1. Hover those feet. Alternate that knee tuck in. Fifteen seconds to go. Keep that back nice and straight, shoulder blades back. We have 5 seconds remaining. 3, 2, 1. We can rest. Whew. Straighten out that back, sit up nice and tall, and then we're gonna bring it back in 7 seconds. Last set of these. 3, 2, 1. Hover those feet. If you want even more of a challenge, you can raise the hands off the ground. Balance on your bottom as you tuck in each knee, or if you need it completely modified, you can keep your heels down, toes up as you march each leg in. Just over 10 seconds to go. 2, and let's turn it over. Elbow plank with our hip dips. Elbows should be right underneath our shoulders as we swing our hips left to right. In 3, 2, 1. Take the knees up. Drop the hips. Stop right before they touch the ground. Leave 10 seconds. 2, 1. Let's go ahead and rest. One more set of these, and then we will be done with only 4 exercises to go. We have 5 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Pick the knees up, drop the hips. Fifteen seconds remaining. 2, 1. Go ahead and rest. Let's stand it on up. Grab that weight if you have one. If you don't, your hands are just going to be held together. We're going to extend the arms straight forward. Right knee's coming up if you're balancing. In 2, 1. Rotate it to the right. Hips should be staying forward. If you are balancing, knee is up high as your waist. If you're not balancing, both feet are planted. Keep the hips forward still. Only your torso should be rotating. We have 10 seconds. 2, 1. Go ahead and rest. One more set, this time rotating it to the left. If you're balancing with me, that left knee is going to come up. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go ahead and turn it. Keep those hips forward. Just rotate as far as your torso will allow. And again, move as slowly as you need to. Quality over quantity. Just over 10 seconds remaining. 5 to go. 3, 2, 1. We can place that weight down. If you have hands in your head, oblique crunch, right knee, right elbow, crunching it to the side. In 3, 2, 1. Go ahead, pick it up. Try and get them to touch or as close to it as you can. And always feel free to drop that leg if you need to reset and find your balance. We have 3, 2, 1. So let's rest. Shake out the legs if you need to. This time we're going to balance on our right leg, left knee, left elbow coming together. In 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. So our last set, and then we only have 2 more exercises. Less than 5 minutes in this workout. 3, 2, 1. Drop it to the floor. High plank. If you have those dumbbells or weights or something, place them by your hands. We're going to bring it to our opposite foot. Hands and toes. Come on up in 3, 2, 1. Right hand, left foot, left hand, right foot, and then bring it back. Two, one, go ahead and rest. One more set, making sure as you bring your foot back, it's okay for your hips to be up, but once you come back to that high plank, hips down in 3, 2, 1, bring it to that opposite foot. Just over 10 seconds. We have 3, 2, 1. Let's go ahead, stand it back up. If you have a weight, you can just grab one dumbbell for our around the world, and then we're gonna crunch it in. Starting in 3, 2, 1. Bring it up around the head. Bring that opposite knee in. Keeping the arms nice and straight. If you don't have a weight, your hands should just be together as you bring it up and around. Two, one. Let's rest. One final set, and then we just get to end with our 60-second plank to finish it all out. We have 5 seconds. Last set. 3, 2, 1. Arms up, around. Tuck that knee in. Keep the arms nice and straight. We have 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Let's drop it down. Elbow plank, 60 seconds. You can either do a regular or you can do it modified. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Everyone should be up. Elbows under those shoulders. You can either have your knees up or if you're modified, knees down. Just make sure you keep that back nice and straight. Pull that belly button into your spine. And if you want to add even more of a challenge, you can pick 1 foot up or maybe 1 foot, 1 hand, however you want to challenge yourself today. We just have 30 seconds left, halfway there. The 3-day weekend coming up. No classes on Monday or Wednesday next week. 15 seconds to go. Almost there. Single digits. Hold it strong. Almost there. We just have 5, 4, 3, 2, and go ahead, drop it down. Whew. Grab a quick sip of water if you need it, and then go ahead and meet me in child's pose position. Feet together, knees wide, palms down, arms extended, chin to chest, opening up our lower back. We are gonna go ahead, take a nice big inhale for me. And then let's exhale by walking our hands over to the left. Feel that stretch in your right upper back. And then go ahead, inhale it back to center. And then exhale it over to the right. We will go ahead, bring it back, center. Keeping our forehead on the ground, let's swing our hands behind our back, interlock those fingers, and then raise them up into a shoulder stretch. You can either stay here, or if you like a little bit of that deeper stretch, you can raise your hips off your heels and roll onto your forehead. If this hurts your neck in any way, just stay seated on your heels with your forehead on the floor. We have 3, 2, 1. Let's go ahead, drop it back down, swing the arms back into child's pose position, and we are coming up into quadruped. We are gonna go ahead and step our right foot forward into a low lunge, keeping both hands on the floor. Just sink your left hip down, stretching out your left hip flexor. And then keeping our left hand down, let's go ahead, bring that right hand up to the sky, twist it to the right. And then we will go ahead, bring it back down. Let's push the hips back, extend the right leg, raise the toes, and fold it forward to stretch out our hamstrings. If you need to, feel free to slightly bend that right leg to take some of the pressure off the back of the knee. We have 3, 2, 1. Let's push it back forward. Place both hands on the ground. We're going to take that right foot and just turn it slightly out towards the right. So it's at an angle now. And then we are going to drop our hands down to our elbows. You should feel a stretch in your right inner thigh in this lizard pose. We have 3, 2, 1. Let's go ahead, press it back up onto our hands. Step that right foot back, and let's switch sides. Left foot forward. Lean into this stretch. Make sure that left knee, left ankle are aligned. Sink the hips. Stretch out our right hip flexor. Keeping our right hand on the ground, let's bring the left to the sky, twist it to the left. And then go ahead, bring it back down. Let's push the hips back, extend the left leg, raise the toes, fold it forward. We have 3, 2, 1. Push the hips back, drop the toes, keeping both hands on the ground again. We're going to turn that left foot out towards the left, 45-degree angle, and then drop it down to your elbows. Stretch out your left inner thigh. We have 3, 2, 1. Press it back up to your hands. You're going to step that left foot back and then go ahead, lean it forward to come into a cobra. Take a nice big inhale and look up to the sky. And then we will go ahead, exhale, curl the toes and come up into a downward dog, upside down V position. Push the shoulders back, pedal out the heels, stretching out our calves. And then let's go ahead and slowly walk our feet or hands back to our feet. We're going to go ahead and take a nice big inhale, sweeping our arms up. Inhale up. Take that left hand, grab that right wrist, exhale it to the left. Inhale it back to center, switch hands, right hand, left wrist, exhale it to the right. And then we will go ahead, inhale it back center, and then exhale our hands down. That is all I have for class today, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope you guys have a great long weekend, and I will see you guys next week. There will be class next week. Just none on Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday as a reminder. Have a good weekend.